Okay guys, so of course we're studying Panama today, and I want to get into a little bit more detail on all these chords that I'm using at the beginning of this song. It looks a little overwhelming because you're like, wow, there's just all kinds of chords in that first 10 seconds, but it's not that bad. So let me kind of lead you through them. They're going to be based on a bar chord shape known as an E, which is going to be here at the 7th fret, where I'm barring the 7th fret, first 5 strings with my index finger, and then the 2nd to the 4th string, I use the first section of my ring finger to hold those 3 down, and that's a basic E chord. The idea in this song is I'm going to be going back and forth between the bright top end on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings of the chord, and then I'm going to be using a palm muted 7th fret I'm holding on the 5th string. The way I get that is when I go to the chords, I just do a strum down and my hand automatically comes up when I do that. So no palm mute there. When I place my hand back down, I get the palm mute. So it's just a little flick of the wrist there. All right, the other chords we're going to be playing, based on this E chord, just add your little finger on the 10th fret of the 2nd string. That makes it an E sus4. Make sure that you strike that string when you're strumming the chord. If you don't hit the 2nd string, you would hear no difference. So make sure you do include that 2nd string. Now we're going to go to a B. Now the way that I do the B, I'm still leaving my index finger down across all 5 strings. I just use my middle finger on the 3rd string, 8th fret, ring finger on the 4th string, 9th fret. That's going to be our B chord. Right back to the original E chord, sus4. And this time we just do the sus4 and 1 bump on the 7th fret, 5th string, and then we go right back to the B chord. And then we're going to slide off that down to the A position, which should be 2 frets lower. So we're going to go. And then we come down here and play a D first, which is going to be 7th fret, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string, 5th fret on your 5th string now. Same type form that we just did, going through the regular D. sus4 by adding our little finger, just like with the E. A, just like we did when we shifted to B, but now we're shifting to A because we're 2 frets lower. Once we hit the A, then we're going to grab we're already touching the strings at the 5th fret. First 2 strings, we're just going to grab those with the index finger, pull off to the open. I'm dropping the tremolo at that point. And then you want to smack, as soon as you release the drop in the trem there, you want to just smack that E string, the open 6th string. It's going to come right back up and sound really cool. So you're going to get, so you kind of hear it go whoomp, it pulls back up. I call that technically a thwack sound because I think that's what it is. So Debbie agrees. So very cool. So you might just want to practice that, drive everybody in the house crazy. Mom will be up the steps in 5 minutes. It's going to happen. All right, cool. So that's how we do the first part. Make sure that you use your looper functions here. You can set that to just maybe the first part. Just work on that, loop it, slow it down, use the tablature. I think you'll have a good time with this, trying to, get that perfect, because that's really what we're going for. All right, next up is going to be the second part of this, which uses more bar chords. So let me kind of get you ready for that. We're going to be using a C sharp minor. And that's going to be barring the 4th fret of the first 5 strings, the 6th fret of the 2 middle strings, 3rd and 4th string, 5th fret of your 2nd string. That's a C sharp minor. And we're going to be doing a real quick, just down, up, down on that. Following up with some bass notes on the 4th fret of the 5th string. I'm doing 5 of them. So make sure you're looking at your tab sheets. That's the next part coming up. Practice that C sharp minor chord for this. All right, that's the part we're going to do now. It's a little tricky, but I'm going to lead you through it nice and slow. It will take a lot of practice. Again, make sure you use your looper function to cut these things up into very small sections so you can not only learn how to play them smoothly, but with the right feel. We don't have to go back and learn the feel of this. All right, so we start with that C sharp minor I described in the last video. Just a quick down, up, down. Let that ring for just a moment, and then you're going to go, while you're holding that chord, you're going to do the 4th fret of the 5th string, palm muted, 5 of those, and then you're going to switch to the 4th fret of the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. That'll be a B chord, and you're going to hit just those 3 strings at the 4th fret, no palm mute, and then we're going to play the 5th fret on top of that on the 2nd string and pull off to the 4th string like this. So you got, once you do that, hit the open 5th string palm muted, and then the 4th fret on the 2nd and 3rd strings, and you're going to hit those 2 and slide down to the 2nd fret. So get that. So that whole part is. Now, if you want to add the 4th string on that slide, you can, because as soon as we do the slide, we need to have the 4th string 2nd fret. Sometimes I'll do that. Other times I'll just hit the top. I'll be holding it, but I won't hit it. I'll just go. And just 2 strums on the A chord, just the 2nd fret, 2nd, 3rd, 4th string, open 5th string, 2 A's. So the whole thing would be like this. Cool part, I would definitely set the loop function here and slow it down to learn that. Once we finish that, if you look at your tab sheet, you're going to see this crazy marking next to the 2nd fret on the 5th string. You've got a diamond there that indicates artificial harmonic. If we've talked about harmonics before, I do have some videos about harmonics, but I'll just tell you here how to get that. It's got to do with the way you're holding your pick. You want to choke up on the pick so that your pick is going to be hitting the string and your thumb tip is going to be touching the string right in front of the pick to fire that harmonic. So when I'm holding that 2nd fret, I go. If I don't do that, it'll sound like this. Very big difference. So this is just the note, artificial harmonic. Now, it's important to note that don't have a palm mute touching any of that string when you're trying to do that, because if you are palm muting, no artificial harmonic. You have to be off of the string. Take some practice to get that. It is a down strum. You can play it without it, but the artificial harmonic is really cool to have there. You should also note that this particular guitar and this amp, those things just fly out of the guitar. It's almost effortless to get them. Some of my other guitars, I would have to work kind of hard to get them to jump out, but things that can help, a lot of gain, bridge pickups, what you want to be using for this, and just really work on where that thumb is touching that string in front of the pick. It's called an artificial harmonic. Okay, so that's what we're doing on that 2nd fret there on the A string. Then we're going to play a open palm muted sound on the 5th string, and then very quickly we're going to go to the 4th fret and the 6th fret, and that is a C sharp 5 chord, playing the 4th fret on the 5th string, 2nd fret on the middle 2 strings, and hit that really quick. I like to hold that with my index finger, ring finger, and little finger, because right after this I have to play the 4th fret on the 2nd string and the 6th fret on the middle 2 strings, playing the C sharp sus2. Then I go back to that 2nd string and play the 4th fret and hammer on the 5th. So if you go. And of course I'm going to go back through the section we did with the B again, play the 4th fret on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings, B, 5th string pull off, open 5th string, the slide again from 4 to 2 on the 2nd and 3rd strings, A again. We've done that already. That was what we did at the beginning where we went. At the end of that, we're going to strike the 4th string 2nd fret, 5th string open for one more A, 2 palm muted open 5th strings, go to the B chord, 2nd fret 5th string, 4th fret 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So that part is, we start off with that. And then a rest there. So it's, now it's the cool part where we're going to go. What we're doing there, I'm playing the open first string, 4th fret of the 2nd and 3rd, and the first 2 times I'm just playing regular notes. Now we're going to start using regular harmonics. That's where we just touch a string right over a fret wire. So we're going to be doing the 5th fret on the first string, 4th fret on the 2nd and 3rd. That takes a little bit of practice. We are touching right over the fret wire, not back where we would normally fret it. And again, no palm muting for this, so we're going to go. So those harmonics are 5th fret first string, 4th fret 2nd string, 4th fret 3rd string, 5th fret 1st string, and then the last 4, I'm going to be holding the harmonic at the 4th fret of the 3rd string, and also including just the open B string, 2nd string. Sounds pretty cool. Just 4 of them. Finally down to an E5 chord, which is going to be the 2nd fret of the 5th string and the open 6th string. So this whole section sounds like this. If I go back to the C sharp all the way. Very, very cool part. Takes a little practice to get that. Make sure you're using the slowdown feature on this and looping functions. And work a little bit of this at a time. Don't expect to get all this in 1 week. It does take some practice to get it, but I think it's worth it. It's really fun to play this song. All right, there's another part coming up. Alright guys, that part a little bit easier because we're doing the same thing 4 times. So I ended the last riff with an E5 chord, which would be the open 6th string and the 2nd fret of the 5th string. After I strike that, I hit just the 6th string by itself one more time. Go to the A5 chord, which is going to be the 2nd fret of the middle 2 strings with the 5th string open. Right up to the D5 chord, which is the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, open 4th string, and then 2 palm muted open 4th strings. So slowly that sounds pretty cool, right? So the first one's chord, the second one's just a single note, but I'm letting the chord ring, so sometimes it sounds like another chord. Then we're going to go A again, then D5, back to A, open 6th string with a palm. I took my finger off the string. Don't want that. So we're going to go. I'm touching the strings, hit the open 6th string, and then I'm going to do this really kind of strange thing. I'm going to play the 5th fret of the 4th and the 5th strings and slide to the 7th fret and right back to the 5th, like this. So that whole part is. So it's just right back into the E. It's Eddie Van Halen. Sounds cool. It's actually going back and forth between a G and an A, but it's kind of strange, kind of different. So we just got that. I would recommend if you just rehearse this. When it comes to that point, you can just play what you've already rehearsed. It makes it a lot easier. Interesting note on this particular song, and I thought it was kind of interesting. So Van Halen's out on tour early on, opening for AC/DC, and Eddie gets to see them play every night, and he's like, wow, those songs are just batting out. These chords are really cool. I don't really play like that. So he decided he wanted to write a song where you batted out a bunch of chords, and that's when he wrote this song, Panama, which is what Eddie kind of hears when he hears hears AC/DC playing. I personally don't know. I don't think it sounds like AC/DC, but this is where he was inspired to play this song. So that's why it's a little bit different for Van Halen. Lots and lots of chords. So I hope you enjoy this song. Remember that you have to slow it down, use the looper functions, use slowdown features, and use your tab sheet and just expect this to take a while for you to get down. Hope you enjoyed it. Comments in the section below. I'm Trent. Had a great time bringing you this song. As with all the stuff, I'll see you next time.